Hey everyone, it's Sarah. Welcome to a quick little class for a heart opener. How many of you have had a really cold week? We have up in Minnesota for sure. What happens when you're cold? Do we tend to do this? I know I do. And a lot of my clients say the same thing. We tend to go inward like this and give ourselves a squeeze thinking that's going to warm us up when it actually doesn't. But we do spend a lot of time doing that when we're cold or if you've been sitting at your desk too much. Let's just do a quick little heart opener routine, okay? Here we go. All right, so I always ask that you start with finding that breath. It's just a nice way to settle yourself in, ground yourself, connect yourself, pause, feel that breath. You can bring your hand to your head if you want to. You could bring one hand to your belly, one to your heart, one to the back of your head, whatever feels right for you today. That's what I want you to do, okay? And we'll take a few really big breaths here. Just noticing, checking in. How are you feeling today? Find a big breath. Draw it in through your nose. Bring it all the way down to the tips of your toes and exhale it out. A few more of those. Drop that hand to the belly if you want. What are you noticing about your heart rate right now? What are you noticing about your breath? The beautiful thing about a mindfulness practice and practicing yoga is we teach ourselves to be less judgmental of ourselves. There's no right, there's no wrong here. Let's meet ourselves where we are today. All right, go ahead and release those hands. Shake it off. Let's just do a couple shoulder rolls, couple shoulder shrugs. If you have been in frigid cold, like I have, you need to roll those shoulders, wake them up. Reverse it. Nice. Awesome. All right. Go ahead and let those shoulders get really heavy. Drop your chin towards your chest. Go ahead and rock it gently from side to side if that feels all right for you. If you want to take your hand to the back of your head, if that feels like the right thing to do, go for it. Take one or two more big breaths here. Exhale out any tension. Exhale out any stress. And release your hands from the back of your head. And we'll shake it off. Nice. All right. We're going to sit up really tall here. Come to the edge of your seat just a little bit. First, we'll do a little hip opener. You've got a couple options here. Remember that. I'm always here to offer you options. Anytime you ever have any questions, message me too. I got questions. How do I modify this? I would love to help you. All right. First, if you're feeling like your hips are super tight, go ahead and come up onto the ball of the foot and you can rock it from side to side. Or you can kind of bring it over and hold it for a few breaths. If you want to go further with this, go ahead and bring that foot up to your lap. All right, sitting up really tall here. Think about that long spine. Think about lifting up and out through the top of your head, dropping those shoulders, letting them get heavy, shoulder blades sinking down your back. From here, if you want to take it just a little bit further, sit up tall. We're going to hinge forward as if someone's pressing gently on your low back. You can also press down into that knee a little bit if that feels okay for you. Remember, dial it back, bring it back a notch if you start to feel pain. We don't want pain. We can definitely hurt ourselves in yoga. And find a really big breath while you're here. Breathe it right down into that hip socket. Let it go. Let all that tension go. You don't need it. All right, go ahead and bring that foot down. We're going to switch to the other side. Start from here if you need to, opening up through that hip socket. Rock it a little bit if you want, or hold it if you want. Otherwise, bring that foot up to your lap here. Get yourself situated so you're sitting up really tall again. Shoulders getting heavy, sitting up nice and tall, lifting up and out to the top of your head. And then we're going to hinge forward again if that's what you want to do here. Take it as far as you're comfortable on each side. And each side might feel different. You're going to notice that, right? You go, oh, wow, this side's a lot tighter than the other. Totally fine. Let's work it out. Press down on that knee a little bit, just gently if you want to. See how it feels. Take a few breaths, pause, a little bit further if you want. I'm not here to pressure you at all. If it feels like something that you want to do, take it just a little bit at a time, okay? And big breath. All right, here we go. Breathe out any of that tension. Breathe out that stress. You don't need it anymore. Let it go. And then go ahead and uncross that leg. We're going to tap it out here a little bit. All right, here comes some heart openers for us, okay? What you can do is you can start in your chair if you'd like to, all right? You can reach your arms out to the side while we're doing this standing. You get to decide what you want to do. If this is enough for you, stay here. For those of you who want to stand up, we're going to stand up, okay? I'll show you. This is the one if you're seated, sitting up nice and tall. You're going to do the same arm movements with us that we're going to do standing, okay? So big breath, open, lift that heart. This whole time, I want you to think about this stretching through the shoulders, rolling those shoulders away from the ears and down, opening through the heart, okay? All right, if you wanted to add leg movement with it, you sure could. I just don't want you to fall off your chair, okay? If you want to do your star pose seated like this, have at it, okay? Just make sure you're safe. Please don't fall off. Hang on to the chair for a little bit. Scoot yourself back if you need to. For those of us who are going to stand up, we're going to take our star pose over to the side of the chair, okay? Or you could take it to the back of your chair, it doesn't matter. What we're going to be doing, I'm going to scoot my chair over just a little bit so you can see me a little more in camera. Let's step those feet out to the side. Same thing in the chair. If you want to go ahead and bring those feet out to the, wider than the width of the chair, you can do that. It's totally fine. We're going to ground down into those feet. Imagine you've got roots just pressing down, burying themselves, burrowing down into the ground, okay? We're going to open up through the shoulders here, end of the day here, maybe it's midday break. Open up. If you need to hang on to that chair, do it. If you don't need to, go ahead, open up. I want you to take up so much space here. I want you to be big and bold. Own this space. Lift your heart. Open those shoulders. There's a sternum, this bone right here in the middle. Lift it up. Open. Big breath. Ground down into those feet. Exhale out any of that stuff you don't need anymore. That's your gift to yourself today. Breathe it out. All right, for those of us who are standing, you can hang onto the chair, arms out to the side. We're going to hinge forward. Same thing in the chair. If you've got your arms up right now, we're going to hinge forward. So you could bring one hand to your side. You decide how you want to do this. With a flat back, we're going to lead with the heart because we're still working on opening. You can hear it in my voice. I'm opening up. Flat back, hinge it forward. Your arms might be out to your side like this. You might be hanging on to the chair. You determine how far you want to go with this, but listen to your body, okay? Cue in. Big breath. If you want to take this even further, you could bring one hand down while you hang onto the chair. If you're seated, go ahead, bring both hands down. Or if you want to, you're standing, you feel comfortable, same thing, both hands down. Let your head get really heavy here. The idea is to open up that spine, right? Let go a little bit here for a big breath. Walk your hands over to one side just for a little twist here, just for a little stretch to the side. Take a breath. Big exhale if you need to. And we'll switch those hands, walk them over to the other side, or you're hanging onto the chair. Please keep yourself safe. All right, big breath. And then come all the way back to the center. Hang on. Or bring your fingertips to the floor here, or bring your hands to your side. Eventually, we're all going to bring our hands to our sides, but get yourself situated so you feel safe. Stretch out that back, lengthen, bend the knees a little bit. We're going to make our way up. When we bend the knees, we're firing up those glutes, those muscles in the butt. Here we go. Lift up with a flat back. So we take that pressure off the low back. I don't want you using your low back to lift you up. All right? And then let's go ahead and be bold and big. Brave, take up a lot of space, own it, it's yours, you're here for a reason. Breathe into it, breathe out, and go ahead and float those hands down. If you're standing in this pose, go ahead and walk, zigzag those feet back to center. Nice. If you're seated, draw those feet back together again. Very nice. All right. One more thing that we can do here. If you're standing at a wall and you're waiting for your food to warm up in your microwave or whatever you're doing, you could do this on your chair as well. This is something that you'll be doing when you're standing up, however. We're gonna do a little wall stretch here. So come up to the wall, all right? You're gonna stand with your palm on the wall, or maybe your hand is on the chair. Depends on where you're at. The whole idea though is we're gonna open up again through those pecs. Bringing that hand to the chair, we're gonna step away. We're gonna rotate, walk away a little bit. So we rotate the rib cage. We're looking away from the wall, opening up through that shoulder. Another heart opener here. Big breath. Standing tall as we lift up and out to the top of our head, okay? To come out of this, let's go ahead and slowly start walking our way in towards that wall again. Unwind it. We'll take it to the other side. Here we go. Press your hand into the wall or into that chair, hold on, and walk away from that wall. If you wanted to, you could even take your hand and grab your rib cage just a little bit. Breathe into it. Big breath. Notice, how does this side feel versus this side? Pause. Notice. Let's unwind it, or wind up again, I should say. Slowly, gently walk in towards it and shake it off. So if you were standing next to a chair, it would it would look pretty much the same way. Just feels a little bit different if the chair is lower. All right? But do what you can. So next time you're standing around waiting for something in the kitchen, or you're standing in a hallway or a doorway, feel free to try one of those stretches. All right, we're gonna reverse that kind of feeling that we had of being open for a little bit. We're gonna stretch it in another direction. Cross your arm over your chest. Bend your knee, or your elbow if you need to. You can take a flat hand to that arm. You can make a fist, draw that arm in, stretch out that shoulder a little bit, stretching out that scapula back there. Sit up tall, take a big breath. Watch your breath go right into that space. Wherever you're holding tension, right up here, right back here, right over here, wherever it is, take your breath, watch it, bring it right into that space. Exhale out that tension. And then switch, other side. Same thing. What are you noticing over here? How does it feel? Same? Different? It's okay. There's no right, there's no wrong. Breathe it. And then come all the way back to your center and shake it off. All right, let's bring those hands together right to our heart center. Press those hands together. We're going to come back to our breath. Sweep those arms open wide. Breathe it. Gather up that air. Big inhale and a big exhale. 2 more. Last one. Gather up that air. Big inhale. On your release, bring one hand to your forehead, one to the back of your head. Press together. Breathe. Or bring that hand from the back of your head to your heart or to your belly. You choose. Find a big breath. Visualize what it feels like to be open through the heart, open through the shoulders. What does that look like? What does it feel like? Big breath. And release your hands and shake it off. Nice. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick little video. If you like my videos, please subscribe. All right? Check out more of my videos to come. Also, sign up for notifications so that you know when my next one's coming. All right? Thank you so much. I am always filled with gratitude for people coming into my life and learning with me. All right? Take care.